The African American Veterans Monument has been proposed to recognize the service and sacrifice of African American veterans dating back to the Revolutionary War in 1775.
There is no monument anywhere in the nation that honors them all at the same time.
From our research, we found out this type of monument will be the first in the country.
That's overdue. It should have been done 200 years ago. Too many people were left out of history books.
We're correcting a situation where information is missing.
It's important for children to know the history of all people in this United States.
This is the home for it. It's a piece of military history that needs to be talked about. The Buffalo and Erie County Naval and Military Park is the place to do that.
The monument is at approximately 1,200 square foot area with 12 concrete cylinders that represent candles.
Mothers would place candles in the window when their soldiers had gone off to war. These pillars represent those candles. Walking through the monument, you can not only experience the times of conflict, but you can experience the times of peace as well.
Oh, it's going to make me feel proud. I didn't get that ticker tape parade when I came back from Nam, and this will be my version of my ticker tape.
It's going to be a teaching instrument for those that follow behind me. They will not be denied history as I was when I was growing up.
All of us in Buffalo and Western New York should support this monument.
Everybody should support this. The best thing we can do as Americans is understand our history. And I think if we understood that a lot better than we do, there would not be as much separatism and racism as there is. And so the more history we know, the better off we are as a people.
And that beautiful African American Veterans Monument you just saw there debuted to the public less than a year ago in Buffalo, New York. Here to talk more about the importance of this monument and how we soulmates can support it is Warren Galloway and Robin Hodges. Thank you both so much for being here, and thank you first so much for your service.
Thank you. Nice for being here.
Indeed. Well, let me start, Warren, by saying I've been to Buffalo. I've walked the memorial. It is absolutely breathtaking. I think it should be a national park, but we're gonna work towards that. Let's start by talking about the origin, the story behind the monument. We know it was unveiled in September of 2022, but how did this all start?
This all started with a community meeting that was called by the Assemblywoman Crystal Peoples, the majority leader of the New York State Assembly. She called some people together. We formed this committee about 7 years ago. We've been meeting ever since. And based on that meeting, we came up with a budget, a design, and a way to raise the money. And on September 24th of 2022, we were able to unveil it.
Amazing. Robin, when you became a part of this board with the Veterans Monument, what was the most exciting part of orchestrating this tribute and making sure this monument was erected?
The most exciting part for me is that to be just a part of history, to be working with so many wonderful historians and researchers and sociologists who helped to pull all of the information together. I learned so much working on this entire project, and I'm still learning.
Absolutely. Warren or Robin, talk to us a little bit more in detail about the design and the concept behind the monument. Like I said, I've walked it, and it is absolutely breathtaking. It's right off the water, and it really does take your breath away.
No, I think we'll both answer this question. The monument was basically designed based on meetings. Mm-hmm. You know, we were trying to come up with an idea of building a monument, and many times, you know, you have a soldier with a weapon. And we understand that a lot of us were veterans. If you have an M16, that basically interacts with Vietnam. Then people want to know about how are you going to honor the women. So the more research we did, then we figured out and we found out that many people don't realize that African Americans participated in every war that this country has been in.
Indeed.
And one of the designs came up with these columns, and the committee really thought this would help answer the questions. And then we just decided to go with this idea with columns, ideas of brick pavers with African American veterans' names on it. And then we realized that there was more than just a need to honor veterans, but there was a need to educate the community, educate people about the impact and the participations that African Americans did.
Yeah, Robin, your take on the design and the detail and your perspective on that journey?
The design, there are 12 pillars, as Warren has alluded to, each representing one of the 12 campaigns that African Americans have fought in, starting with the Revolutionary War. And each pillar is positioned according to the longitude and latitude coordinates of when and where each war took place. And the space in between the pillars represent peacetime. They also represent candles. Candles were burned in windows when servicemen were away at war, and their families put candles in the windows as a beacon to lead them home. So the pillars actually light up at night.
Beautiful. Reminds me of a song. The lyric says, keeping a light shining in the window.
Yeah.
Wow, that is beautiful. So Robin, how has the response been since the public unveiling? Since the unveiling, what has the response been from the public?
The response has been good. We would like to have a bigger response, because I don't think that many people across this country know about this monument. This monument is for all African American veterans that have served this country, not just Buffalonians, not just veterans who are deceased. This is a monument, which means it's for both living and deceased. I, as you alluded to, am a veteran, and so I do have a brick, as you're looking at right now, as part of the foundation of the monument, which the interior portions are made in the shape of dog tags.
Yeah, Warren, talk to us about how we can also continue to support the monument and help bring about some awareness.
Well, I think the first thing is just talk about it and share the information. But also at the same time, the monument is we are selling brick pavers. And these pavers are for families or friends to basically buy one and put a name of an African American veteran or active duty soldier on it, and there'll be a permanent display. So whenever they come to visit, they will be able to find their brick and in honor of their veteran that they bought the brick for. But this monument, as you talked about at the beginning, we are working very hard to make this not only a Buffalo Parks monument, location. We're trying to make it a national landmark.
That's right.
We feel that this type of monument should be a national landmark, and to raise the issue of what African Americans did in the war. Because people got to understand, we fought 2 wars. Not only did we have to fight the enemy of America, but then when we came home, we had to fight the enemy of racism in this own country. So we are very proud of the education component of this, because we think that this will help people understand the magnificent involvement that African Americans did in this country.
Absolutely, and I'm inviting all of my fellow native Detroiters to make a road trip on up to Buffalo, New York, and definitely partake in this monument. Robin Hodges and Warren Galloway, thank you so much for joining us on this special Memorial Day edition of FOXSOUL's Black Report. Again, thank you so much for your service. We will definitely be in touch.